Oh my goodness. Click, 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 boom. Hello, everyone. Hi, lady. It's like every time I come on here, it's like all of a sudden it's like this massive, like, come click on me. I'm like, oh, no pressure. How are you guys doing? Welcome to week 6. It's so fun. So much fun. So much fun. I am adding all of you lovely ladies in so that we can start to get started. I see some people doing cardio. Yes. If only I could look unprofessional and do cardio too. I would totally do it. Like, okay, we're going to talk and you guys are just going to have to try to figure out what it is I'm saying so I can get it all in. Hello to Chicago. Hi, Alicia. How are you? I'm super sing-songy today. Hello, hello, ladies. I see only one person said something in the chat. We only have about 21 people on today. So I am going to give people some time to come on because usually we have about 30 to 40. Even though there's tons of people who bought this, I'm like, oh my gosh, they are so totally missing out on all the juice. I'm sure people watch it later. But they're missing out on all the juice and all the goodies right here live. I know it's like time stuff. It's all different. So I'm going to say hello to people who are here. Hi. Let's see. I'm going to try to say people's names today. I'm going to tell you that I am super, super, like I'm in a pumped mood, but I'm also in a really weird mood because a lot of people quit at my job. So it's a little stressful right now. So, hi, Destiny. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Sheila. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Cindy. Oh my goodness. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Leah. Hi, Marcelli. How are you? Hi, Brittany. Hi, Belinda. Hi, Malia. Who else do I see? Llee. Another Llee. Hey, 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 name twin. What's up, girls? We're at 26 people, 27. Let's go. I feel like I'm on the, what is it? When they're like, the price is right. I don't know. That's probably not it. I'm absolutely ridiculous. Hi, Natalia. Let's see. Hi, Jenny. Hello. Hi, Shauna. Let's see. Okay. Hey, is it me? If I don't say your name, I'm so sorry. Hello, hello. Hi, Gian. Hi, gorgeous. Thank you, thank you. I'm gonna flip my non-existent hair. I'm trying to grow my afro. I think I told you guys that. So soon I'm gonna be like, hello. I have my blankie with me because I am a little girl right now. I'm super cold. It's freezing in Connecticut. So I'm keeping my body warm so that I can also lose more weight. Because it's so freaking cold. Maybe I can freeze the fat instead. And wear one of those devices in my already cold house. Absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so it is 6:03. It's kind of slowed down. So I said as many hellos as I could. Hello. So today what I wanted to do is I want to make sure that I get some wins. It is the halfway point. This is the point in which everyone starts to feel like, oh my gosh, I see so many changes to my body. I'm super proud of myself. I kind of fucked up because I had a glass of wine. Or maybe you went out for a wedding or a birthday party or whatever. Totally doesn't matter. And you went balls to wall with eating all of the food and you feel like, oh no, life is over. It's not over. It's not over. There's no fat lady singing because you guys are already at the halfway mark, which is amazing. Oh, you said you're my neighbor. Hello, neighbor. You're in Springfield. I love it. It's so freaking cold. I cannot stand it. So I want to hear wins. And the reason why I want you guys to share some wins, if you're open to doing it, is because even though it's not specifically for you, it is going to help everyone know that number one, you're not alone with your wins because everybody should have wins by now, even if it's small wins, like I don't feel tired. That's a huge win. Especially when you feel tired all day. And it's going to help you to keep going because you're going to notice a trend that everyone is going to have some type of win, whether it's big or small, it doesn't even matter. You're just going to have some type of win. And then we can do a gripe fest. we can end on a high note and be like, I'm so freaking hungry or whatever it is. But I also want to make sure that you guys have plenty of time to ask questions so that I can answer any questions that you might have as well. I know that last week, same, I have new questions that have come up. Please feel free to put them in the chat. But this is kind of like an encouraging session because once we get to the halfway point, people do start to go like, tick, 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 tick. They start to kind of like trickle away. And I'm like, where are you? No, don't go. I feel like Oliver Toys, can I have some help, please? It's like ridiculous. So let's see, if somebody wants to share first, I would so love it. And like speak out into the group about what it is that you are celebrating that you've been able to either sustain for the 6 weeks or you've noticed from all 6 weeks or some type of change that you've had or a mindset change, but something that you feel really, really good about so that you can celebrate yourself. There is a big difference between bragging and celebration. Bragging is totally obnoxious. It's super masculine. It's like a guy coming in and saying, I bagged that chick and that chick and that chick. Celebration is more like feminine. It's more like, yeah, look at me. Do this and I didn't do that. Oh, that's what I want us to do. I want us to celebrate because it's super important to keep things feeling really good. When the feelings are good, they compound against each other and you feel so good. Okay, so who would like to go first? Anyone? If no one says they don't want to go.
I'll go.
I'm like, I'm probably going to call on someone. I work in a school outside of this, so I'm just going to call somebody.
I'll go.
Go for it.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Sienna Marie and I'm from California. And my win for this 6 weeks into the program is that I'm down about 15 pounds. But the bigger win is really just holding on to the long-term vision because I'm a year into Kim's programs in total, and I'm down 55 pounds. So no matter what, ladies, just keep going. That's why my boyfriend says to me every day, he just goes, just keep going, just keep going, just keep doing whatever she tells you to do. Just do it. Just keep going. And it's working. So just keep going, ladies. Just keep going.
Oh my God, I love your numbers.
My numbers are insane. They're insane.
Awesome. That is so awesome. My eyes got like teary-eyed. I get teary-eyed when I hear big numbers like that.
Yeah.
It's a big freaking deal.
Yeah. And then I hear a lot of ladies saying, their knees hurt. They're having a hard time because their knees hurt and their hips hurt. I totally relate to all that because I had all of that before I started the program. Now I have none of that. My pain is gone. I have no aching knees. I used to be able to climb up a hill, but I couldn't climb back down because my knees hurt so much. I'd have to like walk sideways and I was practically in tears on my hikes. And now, like I'm at the bottom of the hill, I'm like, oh my God, I just hiked that whole hill and I didn't even feel it. And my hips, I'm sitting at my desk and I get up and I used to buckle over because my hips would like lock up. No, it doesn't happen anymore. I mean, just keep going, ladies. I know it hurts, but just keep going because the reward is just phenomenal.
Yes, thank you. I love that. That's a great first share. I feel so excited. I feel like if I could cry pools into a pool of diamonds that just like sparkle, I would. That is an epic share. Thank you so much. 55.
Oh, and another key point. I'm going to be 58 in 3 weeks. So for those of you who say you're too old, forget all that shit.
I love it. And I'm seeing like all this up here. It's like looking really nice and woo, yes, yay. I super love that. That's so awesome. Thank you. That's what it's all about. That's what we love to hear. That is an epic share. Let's see who else would like to share. I saw a hand. Where was the hand? iPhone number 2. I don't know who that is. It just says iPhone 2. I'm going to ask to unmute you. You're going to know it's me calling on you. Let's see here. Click. Unfortunately, your name doesn't show up, so I'm like, I don't know who this is. You look gorgeous. You're unmuted now. I see you, and I can hear you.
Can you see me?
Yes, and I can hear you.
My wins this week is that I just done a leg workout was the Smith bar, and you're on the step and you've got to lunge back.
Mm-hmm.
I have never been able to do it with the weight on my shoulders because I tore my ligaments and tendons in my left leg 3 years ago off a ladder. My leg got stuck up there. So I had 5 kilos on either side today with the bar.
Oh my God.
Plus, I've lost 9 kilos.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is super epic. Oh my gosh. That is such a good feeling. I cannot even imagine, like, I will tell you, hearing things about people that couldn't do something, and then all of a sudden it's like, now I can do this thing that I couldn't do, whether it's 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, and now you can do it. That is absolutely outstanding.
It's an injury that will never heal. So to get strength around it, because it seizes my whole leg up, I can't bend it sometimes, I can't bend down on it, but frequently exercising makes it feel better. But to be able to have weight on it and to support my own weight on one leg is amazing.
Yeah, that's so amazing. I love that. I love that so much. And are you doing the home program, like, or the gym program?
No, I've got my own gym at home, but yesterday I found that I didn't want to do anything, so I went outside my house to the gym yesterday and today. So just to get back into so I don't stop.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love that so much. That's such a great share. People who have injuries and then all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, I'm feeling so much better. Oh my God, I can bend down and pick up a pen. I'm like, that's freaking huge.
Yeah, well, for 12 months, the doctor told me to rest it, don't exercise or anything, which made me go up to 107 kilos.
Oh God, yeah.
From 56. So
yeah. And when you feel like you're older and you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be able to lose the weight. Now I have to sit and rest. It's not going to happen. And then all of a sudden they're like, wait, it's not true. My thoughts were not true. Oh my God. We love it when people debunk their own thoughts and feelings. Back to the program. Sometimes I want to go into people's brains and be like, hello, it's true. So I'm so glad. Thank you. What a great share. Awesome. I love it. I'm just letting somebody else in. Is there somebody else? Oh, I see Rika. Rika wants to share. I swear, I hope I'm saying your name right. Every time I say someone's name, I'm like, please.
Richa.
At least I can say it with a smile. Like I always have the confidence that I'm saying it correctly, even if I don't.
I'm like rich with an A, not just rich. So
see, now I'm never gonna get it wrong because I like the word rich.
So my big win is, so I know I posted on Friday, if people remember, that I was feeling bigger on Friday than I was on week 4. And I had a huge mental shift, like an epiphany. And I won't go in details because there is a context or whatever, but I'm happy to if anybody's interested. But I had this huge mental shift. And literally from Friday, today is end of Tuesday, I've lost 5 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
So almost 5.5 pounds, like just like that. So it was just waiting to get released. And I think I was holding on to it mentally. So that was huge. And I know we are not focused on weight here, but I started this program at 225.8, and at 5'3", that's not a weight I want to carry on my joints. So that's good. And, talking about injuries, I have a plate instead of a kneecap. So, and I have only 17% cartilage left. Oof. And I couldn't, when I started the program, I couldn't do the knee extensions at all. Like I would just sit on the chair and just do my knees without even hooking them into the machine. Yesterday, I did it with 50 pounds.
Oh my God.
It's not that much of a weight, but it's huge progress for me. And I have upped all my supersets to a minute. And I die every time I do them. But
I love to hear it when people die on their supersets.
Yeah. But so, yeah. And I haven't missed a single strength training. Cardio, sometimes I'll do like 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes, like, depending. And I know because I need to shred, I should focus on the cardio. But I haven't missed a single weight training. So those are some of the wins. And I'm doing this messily, I will admit. And the perfectionist in me before would be like, okay, now you've messed up. You're such a loser. What's the point? Just let's give up. This time I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Shut up. And I'll just keep going on. So, so yep, still here, week 6 going on.
Where I'm gonna make a bucket button and I'm gonna use it in my next coaching spot. And I'm gonna hit it whenever someone says something. I'm gonna be like, "You hit the bucket button." It's the best win ever. I love it. Those are epic wins. I mean, even like things that seem like they're so small, and your mind says, "Oh well, I mean, it's only 50 pounds." Big freaking it's a big deal. Some people can never get to 50 pounds because they're sitting on the couch doing absolutely nothing.
Yep.
It's a big deal.
No, it's been great. I'm almost obsessed with cardio now, mainly because I watch a murder mystery. So I'm like mostly obsessed with watching who's done it, but it's great. And I actually posted something, Coach Lee, if you get time, if you can look at that video.
I saw it.
Um,
I am going to
yeah.
respond to it today. I saw it. I pinned it so that I can go back and make comments to your squats. Don't worry, I saw it.
Okay, because I found that squat and that is so much easier on my knee. I don't even feel it on my knee at all. And I
Yeah.
get the depth that I need. So I was wondering. So yeah, okay.
Yeah, I will definitely make sure to respond to it. I just saw it this morning and I pinned it in my Facebook so that I can go back to respond. I was like, okay, I can't forget to respond to this.
Okay.
Don't worry.
All right. All right, thank you.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. That's such a great win. Let's see. I haven't read the comments in the chat. So if somebody said anything in the chat, I'm not going to look there yet. I want to hear voices. I want to feel the energy and the emotion in your voice. So who would like to share next? I know some people are like, I don't want to talk. If you don't want to talk, that's okay. I can read some of the epic wins. It's totally fine. I see some pictures on here of people where I'm like, you're super cute. Who are you? You guys have some pretty nice Zoom pictures. Let me see. Let me go to the chats and not say that. Let me look now. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so Destiny says, I have not steered from the meal plan. Oh my God, that's awesome. Let's see. So far this week, I've beat every lift by 5 kilograms minimum from last week's lift. Oh my God, why can't I read today? Belinda, that's amazing. Sorry. Tammy said I returned to the office and avoided all the free food and junk. Oh my God, that is really, really good. When you work in a school, they're always leaving candy out for teachers, and I'm just like, please, no. Most of it I can't eat because it's usually like milk chocolate, but it still smells good every once in a while. They go, oh, Miss Hardy's vegan. Let me leave something out. She can eat. I'm like, please don't. please don't. It's okay. I'm okay. Your clothes are fitting better and even loose. That's awesome. Following the plan and loving it all. I love that so much. So much, Tammy. That's such a great win. Cindy, I'm coming out of the valley of despair and even more energetic. Oh my gosh, that's great. If anyone hasn't listened to that podcast episode with Kim, I highly recommend that you do. I've listened to that probably like 4 or 5 times over when I first joined the Sculpted Vegan, because it is so true, the valley of despair, and you can stay in there for way too long. I have the tendency to sometimes stay in there really long, even though I keep going. I kind of just go, okay, yeah. yeah. But I might still have that feeling where I'm still feeling it. It's not a great feeling. So I'm glad you came out of the valley of despair, because it's not a good feeling. Let's see. Leah said, made a minor tweak to the refeed day to remain in macros, but appeals to my soul and have better compliance during the week. I love that, Leah. That's so great. I'm so glad you were able to do that. Every once in a while, I have to. There's some times where I'm just like, okay, Llee, you need to feed the beast. The beast inside wants to get fed. And so if you know how to do that and you know how to make those little tiny tweaks, your whole life can just feel just a little bit brighter, especially when you're getting a little tired of some of the same shit. Although the same stuff does really work. It's very effective. Like, it's just every once in a while, my mind is like, okay, I just had a stressful day. I just had a child scream at me and have a meltdown. I really need XYZ. How can I fit this in? So that's awesome, Leah. I love it. Jenny says, went on a 4-day work week and Texas State Fair and still have remained 100% on the plan. First time for me staying on the plan this long. That is awesome. I love that so much, Jenny. And the reason why is because if this is the first time you've stayed on a plan this long and you haven't veered off the plan, you have broken through one of your own mental shits. It's going to make things so much easier for you to have staying power. It's like what I like to call it. Staying power is awesome when you really realize that you can just get through hard shit and you can just keep going and not even worry about all the bullshit in your brain that's going blah, blah, blah. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I have scrambled eggs for brains. It's so good, the chip staying power. I love it so much. Janine said, I avoided the muffins at the workstation. Now I'm down 9 inches off my waist. Pretty sure weight hasn't changed, but who gives a shit? I love it. Laugh out loud at work and cannot talk. Totally okay. I love that so, so, so much. Muffins can be quite a downfall for me too. I make these dirt bomb muffins. I'm really not going to talk about food because we're at week 6 and they're vegan and they're really amazing, but no. Maybe when we're done, if anybody wants that recipe, I'll share it. They're so good. It's really bad. Let's see. I see a lot of congratulations to all of you guys. I love it. Great win, ladies. Driving. Oh, Dr. Kelly is driving, but I have had a 14-pound drop, made it through battle ropes without having to stop. Total win. Could not do it initially. That is awesome. Battle ropes are absolutely ridiculous when you can actually get through it without stopping, even if it's slow, even if you're not like, oh, and you're like, okay, I see all these people in the video and they're like, and you're like, oh, I'm not going to stop. That's a huge win. I love it, Dr. Kelly, so much. Let's see. I had my Wild Women's Weekend. What? I'm writing that down because I like the title of that. It sounds dope. I know some women who need to go wild with me. I had my Wild Women's Weekend, 100% compliant Friday and Saturday. Oh, Friday and Sunday. Use Saturday as my refeed. A bit wild, will confess. It's okay to get wild. If you haven't felt my energy, I'm pretty damn wild. I love wild. Wild is great. But I'm so, so glad that you were still 100% compliant. That is awesome. Ooh, somebody else loves the sound of a Wild Women's Weekend. I really super love it. I literally just scribbled it down on a piece of paper because I'm like, I like the name of that. I know getting wild is where it's at. There are so many wins. You guys are awesome. Absolutely. Michelle, no alcohol in 7 weeks. Huge. Turned 50 on Saturday and was able to continue with the plan even while having a great time. Bars out to dinner. I love that. That is a really big win because I'll tell you, this girl likes her sangria. I like my tequila. I like it. I like it. I like it. I actually got invited to go out on a special. It wasn't really going to be a date, but I'm pretty sure that if I had have gone, I probably would have had alcohol and I probably would have not felt that bad about it because I'm not competing like you guys, but I would have felt bad about it because I'm still trying to stick to things too. So that's awesome. Let's see, Colleen. Week 5 was mentally hard for me. The seasons are changing here and I let seasonal depression get the best of me. I am feeling it too. Totally get that. But the last 2 days have been better. I have had to trick my brain by changing into my workout gear at work and straight to the gym instead of going home first to change. That is 100% what I do. If I come home, which is kind of what I did today, it's like, all right, Llee, yes, it feels cold. You still got to do it. I totally get that. That's awesome. Once I'm home, it's tough to leave when it's cold. It's so true. Colleen, I'm not sure where you live, but where I am right now, I mean, I literally, when I say I have a blanket over my lap here, it is so freaking cold and I get cold super easily. Somebody else who lives in Connecticut probably like, it's that cold. You're da, da, da. No, it's cold for me. Like once it hit October, I was like, oh, it's so beautiful because the leaves change colors, but it's so cold. Oh, Nashville, Tennessee. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I just drove through Tennessee this summer. Oh my God. I can't tell you. The cold is not my friend. I love to be outside walking. So then when I have to go outside and bundle up, I have like this big Eskimo sweater that I sometimes wear. And guys might have seen it in some of my posts from before. And it keeps me super, super warm because I literally cannot stand the cold. But I grew up here. I was born in a blizzard. It's a whole mind thing. It is what it is. Let's see. Annette, she said, my husband is my gym partner, but went out to sea. So I mustered up the courage to ask someone to spot me during my squat. Yeah, so I can add weight. I love that. That is awesome. I know that is a big fear for so many women, especially if it was a guy. It's like, God, I don't want to ask anybody to spot me. But that is so awesome. That just makes you realize that people who go to the gym, they're just regular people. They're regular people like you and me. And they're happy to spot you. And if they don't want to, you'll know it. They will avoid eye contact. But most of the time, people in the gym who avoid eye contact literally are in there thinking, I wonder if anybody's thinking about me. I wonder if anybody's looking at me while I'm working out, when nobody is. Nobody gives a shit. So that is a huge win. That's a really, really big win. I love hearing all these wins. Does anyone else have a win that they want to share? You can type it in the chat if you want to. If you don't feel like speaking up, I totally get it. Anyone else? I won't do the teacher thing. Although I'm super tempted because it's fun. Everybody's Facebook.
So I raised my hand. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, I
but
didn't see you. I've been like clicking to go through. So hello, thank you for unmuting.
That's okay. I wanted to share another one because I'm in Michigan and this is cider season.
Oh
Right?
yeah.
So it's like one of my favorite times of the year. And I mustered up the courage to take my son to the cider mill, get a gallon of cider, a dozen warm cinnamon donuts, and 2 giant apple fritters that were this big, literally the size of my face. Took them home to my son and my partner and did not touch them.
Oh man.
Huge win for me.
That would be a big one for me too, Leah. I love apple fritters. It's really bad. It's my seasonal, oh my God, I have to have it. So my confession is I went to go get apple fritters and I froze them so that I could eat them later because I love them so much.
I just had to, yeah, and the warm, like I can pass on a cold donut any day, but like a warm donut, meaning they just came out,
yeah,
that's hard.
it's a different feeling. I don't know if anybody else has had apple fritters, but those things they're amazing. I love them so much.
The sad thing is, the guy asked me, he's like, is this for you? He's like, have you ever had this? I'm like, no, I haven't. He's like, what? I'm like, but it's not for me. I'm taking it to someone else.
Yeah, that's so awesome. No, I mean, that takes a lot of willpower. I have learned how to have the willpower, but that's awesome. And that is a celebration because apple fritters. I thought someone with pumpkin fritters the other day, and I was just like, oh God, wow, they're making pumpkin fritters now. It's fried goodness. It's so terrible. Okay, but I said I wasn't going to talk about food too much because it's torture for everybody. So, okay. Ooh, Charla said, my win is I can actually say I have had absolutely no cravings as of yet. Yay! That is huge. That is something that totally happens because of the fact that you guys are eating so different. It's lower in fat, lower in all of the things. You still need fat, but it's good fat. That is so good. I know someone said they're hungry because of all the food talk. That's that is so good. I totally get that. There are certain things that I used to crave before I started like doing all of this stuff that now I'm just like, like I haven't had a soda in God knows how long. I don't even drink it anymore. Like it's not even a thing that was big for me anyway. But once I started to like be on my whole health and fitness journey, I was like, soda, not a big deal. I don't need it. No big deal. I usually make my water and I throw some lime juice in it and I throw some monk fruit sweetener in there. That's pretty much it. It gets me going. So that is huge. So sorry about the food talk. I know it's tough. So those are super, super stellar wins. Thank you guys so much for sharing. I love it. Was there anyone else I missed? I'm going to scroll through and see if I see anyone's hand up before I say anything else. No, we have some other people that joined in. If you just joined in, hello. I was just having everybody kind of share out on their wins because we are at 6 weeks. And I was telling everyone that this is kind of the time where people are like, I see a lot of change, but and it can be the valley of despair kind of goes, you're kind of in it, kind of out of it. You're like, I want to keep going. But you already did 6 weeks. The great thing is you have just another 6 more weeks. It goes by so quick. It goes by so fast. It really does. I mean, it doesn't go by fast because time moves the way that it moves. And time is just a human concept anyway. So you have nothing else better to do than to continue on with the program and see what else you can get from it. So Richa said, I get sweet cravings and never had a sweet tooth before this shred. Is that normal? Yes, that's totally normal. That is totally normal. You said, wait, I get sweet cravings oh, wait. So before the shred, you never had any sweet cravings and now you do. I wouldn't say that that's normal, but maybe that's something within your body that's specifically shifting. I'm trying to think, if there's anything like that that's happened to me with a shred before. I will say, I think there was a period of time in which it wasn't really sweet things, but I craved salty things during a shred. I think I was low on potassium or something like that, which you guys are not going to have with this shred because of what you're going to have to do towards the end. And because of the way that this is a plant-based diet. But it might be something that has to specifically do with how your body is processing things. I don't really have a legit answer for that besides what I'm kind of putting together in my mind of something that could be. So I'm not sure. But Cheryl, I see your hand is up. Hello, hello. You're welcome, Richa. Da, da, da. Hi.
Hi, well, I'm 61 and I started this in literally my first week. I was using 2 to 10 pound weights, not able to even do the workouts, barely getting supersets. And now I'm doing full workouts. I've got Cobra grips. I did my first Smith machine squats last night. And I haven't lost as much weight as everyone else, but I've lost like 8 pounds, which was good for me.
That's
No, I mean, really, it's just mentally, the win for me is mentally, I've shifted from couch potato to bodybuilder.
I love it.
Like, I really look forward to my workouts now. And it's funny, I live in an apartment complex, and I was in the gym midday today, and the staff came in and they were looking around, and there's a lot of things wrong. They don't, restock it, blah, blah, blah. So I started complaining, and I'm like, look, this needs to be done. This needs to be done. I need a notice to the community that people need to put their weights back. They can't leave them. And so I'm like this little gym bitch now. So today I was doing 60 pounds on my lats pull downs. I'm doing up to like 30, 35 pounds on my biceps. And again, you got to remember, I was 2 pounds on my first set. So I know it's not as much as other people, but for me, it's huge. But the big fun thing was I got Cobra grips.
Yeah.
And what a game changer, seriously. So who knew my big excitement for October was going to be that I got Cobra grips, but they are pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
I love it. I love it. I have black and pink Cobra grips too. They are pretty dope. I love it so much. I might sneeze, so excuse me, but those are epic wins. Excuse me. Woo! Those are such epic wins. I love it so much. Cobra grips have definitely changed the game for me too, because with certain exercises, I was like, oh, I feel like I'm doing a big thing, doing a big deal. And I'm like lifting. I'm like, look how strong I am. I'm so strong. And then all of a sudden I got Cobra grips and I was like, oh my gosh, I could probably do a lot more. And then I'm like, oh, I actually am really working. Now I'm sweating on the first couple of lifts. So,
and I've shifted from walking. I mean, I walk some because it's still decent out, which I want to get in, but I'm doing the elliptical now, which is much harder. And I'm up to I think yesterday I did 40 of the 60 minutes on the elliptical. So my goal is to get that up to 60 and then start shifting to doing part stair climber. And I need to mix it up. My brain just can't do 60 minutes. So it just can't.
I tell you, the more you do it, the more you will get used to it. At first, it is a little tricky, especially if you watch the time. I always tell people, don't watch the time. If you watch the time, it's like one of those things where you're like, okay, 5 more minutes. Okay, 3 more minutes. Okay, 2 more minutes. Like, fuck, these 2 minutes feel like they're an hour away.
But it's just the way my brain works. It's always been that way when I work, when I do everything. So it's great. I have a small gym in my apartment. I do 20 minutes on the elliptical, 20 minutes on the treadmill, then 20 minutes on the elliptical, and it just breaks it up for me.
Yeah.
And, it's still getting the job done. And for me, it's just mentally a little easier. And, so I'm going to try to graduate to doing a little bit more cardio now that I'm getting into this more. I'm kind of understanding it more. Each week it's kind of like, oh, if I just make that adjustment, or I'm in that adjustment,
Yeah.
So, I think unfortunately I have to start doing my own meal plan because I think the gluten is getting to me. I mean, my belly's really hurting, and I've been,
Oh no.
when I have a day without gluten, I try it. It's like a game changer. So, and believe me, I don't want that to be the case, because I'd rather just follow what someone tells me to do and not have to figure it out. I am not about figuring it out. Just tell me what to eat and be done with it. So, but
Trust me, I totally get it. I totally understand. The meal plan aspect of all of the programs, honestly, is a game changer for most people, because quite honestly, everybody's fucking busy. So having someone do the work for you and you pay the money for the convenience, it's a done deal. I totally get it.
yeah, no,
I totally get it.
that's why I do these programs. It's like, you know what? I don't want to figure this out. Just tell me. Just tell me. If I'm supposed to do this way, fine. Just tell me. It's just how I've always been. I'm like, know what you know what you don't know,
I hear you. Awesome.
I can tell you how to do a lot of things as an expert, but this isn't one of them. So I'd rather hire the expert that knows that.
I hear you. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thanks for listening.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Does anyone else have anything of a celebration that they want to share? If not, I want to kind of talk to you guys about what happens next. Because there are some things that kind of happen next, but they're great things that happen next. Does anybody have questions either? This is kind of the time where people tend to like not have questions, because it's like, all right, it's been 6 weeks. I know what I should do. I need to just follow the plan. I'm not going to ask any more of the silly questions. Not that they're silly. I'm being silly. None of the questions are silly, but really, even in the plan, in the PDF, I was reading it again today because I read it like all the time. Kim wrote in there, don't put the food in my fitness pal. And then there's people who put the food in my fitness pal. And I always laugh because we still write it in there. People still do it. It's totally okay. So you guys should all, for the most part, pretty much know what to do. I know this plan and this shred particularly has very different components to it at the very end that is going to make everybody feel like, oh my gosh, am I doing this right? The drops and all of this stuff. We're not going to talk about that yet. Of course, you guys are going to talk about that later. But the biggest thing is that I want you guys to really start to do, because it's week 6, is I want you to really start focusing on whether or not you're reaching muscle failure. This is so key to start doing now. People tend to get really comfortable and you get a little complacent at this point in time because of the fact that you've been doing the exercises for 6 weeks. It feels routine. Your central nervous system has already gotten set to all of the movements that you've already been doing. It's like every Monday, I do this. Every Tuesday, I do this. Every Wednesday, I do this. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, blah, blah, blah. And you move over and over and over and over and over again. Always. It's the same thing. So in order to make sure that you're actually pushing yourself and that you know that you're pushing yourself, there are a few things that I want you guys to do. But before I say that, I'm going to go to Rika because I see that Richa, sorry, I keep saying Richa, to make sure I answer her question so that I don't skip it. Unmute yourself and then I will continue with what I was saying.
So my question was about doing the pull-ups and the chin-ups. So I reduce I do assisted one, and I reduced the weight today, and I've been noticing, and I've been using Cobra grips, and I do agree they're a game changer, but I've been noticing that my forearm was like the entire forearm was hurting today more than the shoulders. And I was wondering, is it because I am reaching muscle failure in my forearms because it is like, towards the end, like especially the pull-ups are towards the end of the shoulders. Because when
Yeah.
I was doing the battle ropes, because I do them for a minute, by the 45th second, I could barely move the ropes. So I was just wondering why my forearms are hurting at this point. They've never hurt before.
No.
So yeah.
So that has actually happened to me, especially as I'm getting stronger. The more that you do it and the more that you strengthen all of these different muscles, there are some fast moving muscle twitch fibers, like all of these things. Those are going to be the things that you're going to start to notice. If you're moving your pull-ups in a specific way, you're going to feel like, oh my gosh, these things that I didn't feel before, I'm actually feeling it. It's going to feel super tight. And then when it's done, it's still going to feel it. You're probably feeling it right in here.
Yep.
Yeah. It's totally normal.
Okay.
It's normal. It happens to me too. As you get stronger, you're going to notice that subsides. It totally happens. It's not anything to really be super, super concerned about. The biggest thing is you're just going to want to make sure that you switch, like you can either switch to chin-ups if it's really bothering you too much, or you can use a neutral grip. Because one of the things that you have to really remember to do is that you have to try to engage your back more. So if you're feeling it in your forearms, when you're doing the pull-up, you really want to make sure that you're actually having your back engaged way more. That is going to be a game changer in terms of whether or not you're feeling so much of that pain and tension in your forearms. If your back isn't as engaged, other muscles, just like when you're doing any exercise, starts to take over. So that's where you're like, okay, what muscle groups am I supposed to really be working? That's one of the things that I end up always thinking where I'm like, oh shit, something's feeling painful. I don't know why. Is this the right pain? Should I really be feeling this? Sometimes if your grip is like this, if your grip is like this, you really want to like change it around and see which one is actually going to give you a different type of sensation and really make sure you're engaging your back. Sometimes, especially when it comes to pull-ups, if you're really trying to make sure that your pull-ups are getting better, whether they're assisted or unassisted, or you're using the weight one, or if you're using the straps, you're going to want to do a little bit of a hang so that you can really feel whether or not you're engaging in your back. You will know, because if you don't feel your back muscles taking over and you don't feel that tension, you really need to make sure that you hang and kind of do it slow. So one of the things that has always helped me is whenever I'm doing a pull-up, I go really, really freaking slow the first time so that I can feel all of the muscles that end up having to actually work. And so that I can make sure that my form is correct and that I'm actually engaging my back. So make sure you're actually engaging your back and that other parts are not fully taking over, but it is normal. It does happen. It will get better as you continue to make sure that you focus on the muscles that actually need to be worked. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I'm going to watch the video again because today all the workouts were I felt them right here in my traps.
Mm-hmm.
And when I do hang, I feel that the lats and the back engaged. But I think eventually when I'm just doing it, the traps take over. So I look at the video again and get a better understanding of how to do them right.
Yeah, I mean, it really is very, very typical. I mean, and when you watch the video, you'll know what I'm talking about when you see what happens with your back. Your grip is going to strengthen more over time. A lot of the other reason for pain is because your grip isn't as strong yet. So even though you're using the Cobra grips to assist you, which is really great, if you're trying to push yourself a little bit more, your body's like, oh shit, there's more demands on me. Ouch, ouch, ouch. And your grip is like, oh my God, I need to get a little bit stronger. Hold up, let me put some pressure on some other muscle groups so that I don't feel so horrible. So definitely keep doing that if you need, but just don't get alarmed by it. Don't overdo it so that you get an injury or anything like that, but don't be alarmed by it. Those are things that happen. Our body literally takes over so that we can do what it is that we're asking it to do. But we just want to make sure we don't do it in a way that causes you to get hurt.
I was only concerned because I tore my labrum in the last shred because I wouldn't listen to my body. And I was like, yeah, I need to lift heavy. Before my body was ready, I lifted too heavy and I tore my labrum in the shoulder, and then it took forever to heal. So I was like, oh, okay. All right. But thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no. We always say in the Sculpted Vegan programs, like train insane or remain the same. When we say that, we are talking about load, yes, and that you should lift heavy, yes, but not before you're ready. not before you're ready, truly. I mean, because there's no spotter with you unless you have a spotter with you, failing on failure of like form can be really difficult for some people if they don't have someone watching them. So I always tell people, you don't have to go that balls to wall with certain exercises if you're still building up strength. Going from 5 pounds to 8 pounds is great. You don't have to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Like, no. If it feels like it's too much, if you feel like a tweak, it's okay to back off. Totally okay. The pain is something that you should be mindful of and be aware of because it's telling you something for sure. For sure. So that was a really great question. I hope that answered it. But with pull-ups, there's a lot of different things that can happen. Grip strength is one of the main reasons, if you think about it, when it comes to your forearm, as to why you would have the pain.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. I think I saw a hand up still, or maybe I was imagining it. Sometimes when I'm talking, I'm like scrolling through. Okay, well, that was a really good question because one of the things that I wanted to talk to you guys about was making sure that you are doing muscle failure and that you're doing it in a way that does not hurt you. Oh, did I see a hand? Was I imagining it? Oh, 2 hands. Whoa. All right. Annette, you were up first. I think I saw yours blink up like this one.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
So I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
So I wanted to just jump on this pull-up chin-up train because I feel like the universe is just against me with the dang pull-ups. One of my personal goals is to be able to do unassisted pull-ups, at least 10 in my lifetime, you know, but I just want to get there. And so I've recently moved to Japan, and all of the door frames are just so wide, so I can't put my pull-up bar.
Oh God.
You know, the kind that you hang in the, you know?
Yeah.
I cannot, there's not a single doorway in the whole house.
Yeah.
Fine. So I go to the gym, and then there's the, you know, the assist machine.
Yeah.
With the weights. And that sucker needs some grease because I'm like, no matter how much freaking extra weight to help me lift.
Yeah.
Wait, baby. And then to make matters like even better, I think it was like the 3rd or 4th week. I got sick of struggling with the machine. So my husband, you know, made a contraption with the band, put my foot in, and the sucker snapped the top and smacked me from like the crown of my head down to my boobs, and I had like a bruise down my face.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I'm gonna get, this is not gonna stop me. So I had my own bands that you know, once all of my household goods arrived, I finally, you know, unpacked and found, and I said, oh, I've got my own bands, I'll take them to the gym, you know, this is what I've been using before. So we're in the midst of, he's like trying to film me so that I could see what I look like when I'm using them. And like, he's like, okay, go. I'm like, okay. I put my foot in and I lift, another one fucking snaps, excuse my language, it snaps and it whips me in the leg. I'm like, why? I just want to do pull-ups.
Okay. Sorry.
Can I not?
No, because this has happened to me too, so you're not alone. Don't worry. I've been smacked in the face more times than I'd really like to. My bands or my children, it's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry. What kind of bands do you have? Are they the thick ones?
So it literally, so the ones at the gym were not very, he like double repped it, and he was like, you know, but it was super short. And I was like, no, this needs to be a little longer. So I don't know if it was me who, like, when I loosened it once, but the one that I had, my home one, was like a triple band type thing with a foot hook, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen those.
Yeah, well, and I had used, I think maybe it was just too old. I know I put some weight on, but come on. 3 bands, come on. So I bought a new one, and I was like, okay, I got this new one. I'm gonna put it on my thing at home. And then when I come to look at the door frames, they're like 3 times as wide as a regular like US, you know, where you can just hook. And I'm like, I can absolutely not hang this anywhere. Hang it up my butt because I'm like, what the hell?
Oh my God.
So I just wanted to gripe because I really want to, I'm gonna get it. It's just very frustrating.
It can be very, very, very frustrating. You can also do towel doorway rows. I know that's not like ideal for some people, but if you have a towel and you have a doorway, you can actually do rows with it. It's, when it comes to pull-ups, if you think about the movement, if you're trying to do a substitution where you're still trying to build up the strength while you figure out another solution, you can absolutely do doorway rows. Those are going to help you to get there. Of course, you're going to still have to build up to your body weight or more so that you can actually lift your body weight up, because that's one of the things that happens with those muscles. But there are tons of alternatives that you can look for so you don't have to smack yourself in the face with bands.
God,
Not a good
it's killing me.
It's not a good
Like,
feeling.
oh,
It has happened to me like more times than I care to admit. I now just go to the gym and do the pin thing because I can't stand doing the band thing. It drives me absolutely crazy. But you can do doorway rows for sure. That really helps. The towel in the doorway, you close the door, you pull it. Like, there are things that you can do. You can do it with a chair.
okay.
I don't know if you've seen in the home-based one, if you take 2 chairs and they're the same height and you put like a bar over them, you can actually just lay and pull.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of alternatives. Don't smack yourself in the face.
Yeah. Gotta keep my moneymaker safe.
I'm sure your husband likes your face.
It's like, oh, and the video, it's like, you see like a snap and it whips me and I'm like, I dropped the F-bomb. And he's like, what happened? I'm like,
I totally get it. I totally get it. Someone else also suggested doing rows on the Smith machine. There's tons of things. Like, Google is your friend. If you smack yourself again, just go, you can hit the fucking button. It's okay. It's okay. Of course, you just want to make sure that you're adding load to it so you can get stronger, whatever you choose. But it's okay. We don't want you to get hurt.
But thanks for listening to my rant.
Great rant. I love it. It made me laugh and think of myself. I love it. Awesome. All right, Linda, your turn. You are up.
Hi, how you going?
How are you?
Good, thanks. I've got a question about cobra grips and grip strength and lifting weights. So it may have been answered, but I haven't seen it. I don't use them.
Okay.
And I have lifted heavy weights in my life. And I'm wondering, I suppose people who use them, I'm worried about, for myself, and this is just for me, if I was to use them, I could probably lift heaps heavier, but is that going to be beneficial in the long run with my grip strength? Because I would have thought that, and this is just myself, like I'm not judging anyone. I just I worry about not having the same grip strength to lift the weight that my body can lift at that time with that grip strength. So if I'm using cobra grips, which I haven't used and I don't know how you use them, but my understanding is that they increase your grip strength. So is your body out of whack? Like, it's just something I'm worried about.
Yeah, no, I Cobra grips are just a support. It's just like taking a supplement, right? So when you have Cobra grips, I add mine in here so that I can show you. I'm going to use my blanket. No, here's my Cobra grip. It wraps around my wrist, and then it has this little tongue flap looking thing, and it goes into my palm of my hand so that it actually just gives like extra support to whatever it is I'm lifting. It's made out of rubbery material. So when I wrap around the bar, it actually gives extra grip in terms of, instead of my sweaty hand being on the bar, there's now something in between my sweaty palm and the bar to help me to not have to slip.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so, no, because I use grips, but they're like I put my fingers through them, so I use like grips, but I don't use the cobra grips, and I thought maybe they were something completely different.
All right.
Very
similar. So even though it's like giving you that extra support with that barrier in between, you're still having to lift it yourself. You're still having to grip it yourself. It's just instead of your sweaty palm, like going like, whoop, oh, there's the go, there it goes. Actually holding on to it with the metal, which is also really good. It does prevent calluses, which I have had quite a few. I mean, I wear my Oura ring all the time, and it definitely does prevent pain from friction. That is also true. Thank you, Richa. It has a lot of really great little benefits to it. So it does protect your hand. Weightlifting gloves are different than Cobra grips because they are a little bit more slippery. They don't have that thick padding that helps you to grip onto it better. Some of the Cobra grips, you can actually wrap it around the actual bar to help you. So even if your grip gives out, which it can before the rest of your muscles, because if you think about it, the muscles in your hands, they're not that big. You don't want to have big old Hulk looking hands. That's just we're too afraid to wear some Cobra. It's not going to happen. They're only going to get so big. It's going to be okay. It's going to give out. You're going to have your other muscles really, really get much more, but you don't want to have it be the thing that becomes the downfall to your muscles growing because your grip strength isn't, because your grip just kind of gives out before everything else. So it just gives extra support so they can actually work all the other muscles that you want to work. So you,
all right.
if you want them, wear them. If you have them, wear them.
Yeah. No, I was just thinking about investing in them or not. So it's like, but that makes sense. So thank you.
You're welcome. If you're, dedicating yourself to lifting weights, which I highly recommend everyone do, you are going to want to have them so that you can really keep up with being able to lift heavier weight. So that you can keep that going, because that's going to help change your body in the way that you really, truly want it to be. They are great. They have been a game changer for me. I lift super heavy as it is, but I lift even heavier than I did before because I have them. So
excellent.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Let's see. Does anyone have an alternative for band grips? What do you mean by band grips? What do you mean by band grips, Cindy? Yes, I agree with everyone. They help with dead belt deadlifts. Yes. Double the weight. Yes. Band grips. What do you mean by grand? Where are you? Cindy, what do you mean by band grips? I don't see you. There you are. If you're at work, you can type in the chat. Oh, alternative Cobra grips. Have an alternative for band grips. Those I don't have an alternative for Cobra grips per se. The only other thing that I know about are the ones that actually have like it almost feels like the belts that are not leather, but they're made out of cloth and they're thicker, and you can wrap it around your hand. It kind of looks like boxing wrap thing. That's the only other one that I really truly know about that I've seen other people use. I don't have them, but I know a lot of boxers kind of have this thing and it wraps around. I don't know what it's called. I think it's the same thing. I'm going to just with strap. It is yeah, they're deadlift straps. They kind of look similar to that, but they're a little bit longer. But Cobra grips are the ones that I've always used. But I know that they have deadlift straps that you can like wrap it around it. They're just called wraps. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Like, it's just like a wrap thing. I don't do boxing, but it's a wrap thing. My friend does boxing and I've seen her with them. But they're not as supportive as Cobra grips are, like Rich is saying. They don't have that same type of material to them to help you really be able to have that extra support. But some people do tend to still kind of use them, but I always tell people to just kind of go for Cobra grips. They're so much better in so many ways. Okay, we have 1 minute left. I am going to make sure that I say this in 1 minute. What I want you to do to make sure that you're reaching muscle failure for all of the exercises, if you can, for this week, really look at all of the exercises that you're supposed to do. And I want you, if you have the time, which if you are trying to win the money, make the time. Look up what muscle groups each exercise is using. And when you go to the gym, I want you to feel into what it is that you're doing. A lot of times we look at the PDF, we look at the program, we look at the exercises, and we mindlessly kind of go through some of these strength training exercises without thinking, what muscle group am I working? Like really think about it. Look at it. Look at one of those pictures that show like the muscles with the red and it's all lit up and it's like, hey, you're doing this one. Like look at it and then go to the gym, have a printout if you have it. Go use your phone, use your tablet, whatever it is, and really say, okay, I'm doing a pull-up. What muscle groups am I using? It might take you a little bit longer, but that's okay. And the reason why I'm telling you to do this is because you're going to notice that when you actually take the time to look at what you're doing, when you go to do the exercises, you are going to realize, oh shit, I can do so much more, or I haven't really been pushing myself as much. I need to do a little bit more. This is the time where you should try to kick it up a notch, not like a million notches, but a notch, so that you can really feel whether or not you're working the muscle groups that need to be worked. A lot of times, like there's pain, there's things that come up, there's lots of strength that happens where you're like, wow, I feel so much better here, but something here feels a little off. This is the time to kind of give yourself a midway manifesto of, holy shit, I need to look at this a little bit deeper. Let me do some little adjustments. The adjustments are going to be so key for the next 6 weeks. It's half of the program. You've already finished it. That was a good amount of time for you to really, really see, wow, this shit works. I'm not giving up. I have the consistency, I have the discipline. Now it's about getting to the nitty gritty a little bit with, this is the muscle groups that are working for this. This is what I really need to be feeling. What should I feel into? The more you feel into it, the more you're going to be able to push yourself a little bit more. And then you're going to notice, wow, I can push myself a little bit more, especially when it comes to any of the lifts, or if you're doing the bands program, anything at all. Are my glutes engaged? Are my muscles engaged? Are my abs? Am I having cramps with my abs still? That's a big thing for me. I really freaking hate it so much. I need more potassium or whatever, but really feel into it. Let's see. I want to make sure. Megan says, I have a question about stance on the barbell Smith squat. Go for it, Megan. Where are you?
Hi.
Hello. I'm still looking for your face. There's so many people. I have to like scroll through all these people. Go for it. Hello. How are you?
Good. Sorry, my dog just jumped up to be in the party. So the barbell, I use it on the Smith's machine because my gym doesn't have just the regular barbells that they're on the Smith's machine. And I noticed that they're on quad day, like when quad's the focus, not the glutes.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if, like, I know how to stand. It's not that I don't know how to stand, but should I be doing a narrower stance to target the quads? Because when I do a wider stance, I tend to get the more of a sumo. I tend to get my glutes more, but I noticed that it is on quad day. I can also heavier with a wider stance that targets my glutes. So I was just wondering if I should focus on the stance that targets the quads and lift not as heavy, or do more of a sumo stance, wider and to where it hits my glutes more, but I can lift heavier.
So definitely do the narrow stance so that you can hit your quads. The reason for it is because if it falls on quads day and it says it's for quad, you want to work those quads. Like that is why I'm like
your way, but it's I can just feel the
difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's totally fine. And you'll be able to progress. It's totally fine with how much you can actually lift, but you want to make, and that's why I was kind of saying to everyone, make sure that when you're looking through the PDF and you're looking at the exercises, that you look at what it actually is asking you to do so that you can really specific. Oh my God, am I working my glutes? Shit, I need to change something. Like just like you said, that's a perfect question.
Video, she's basically like whichever kind of is the most comfortable. So, but I just know that that's how it works in my stance. And she didn't really specify narrow for quad, this is quad day, do narrow for quads. So I just wanted to make sure, that's kind of the target.
I mean, if you do one that, like, if somebody's been doing one that just has felt more comfortable, having your glutes be strong isn't a bad thing.
Right. I mean,
it's not going to hurt you. You're going to make your glutes look amazing, which everybody wants.
Right. And that's what I was going to say, because my goal is definitely glutes over quads, because my quads are just more naturally developed and I'm trying to build my glutes, but I
Yeah.
also want to follow the program and I want to get
Yeah.
strong in all the things. So
Yeah.
I was
You know, the biggest, and so you're making so many great points. And one of the things I'm going to just follow up on with that is, if you read through the PDF, the way that bikini bodybuilders lift, it's very specific because there's specific muscle groups and there's a specific type of sculpting that they do. So everything in the plan has been designed around that. So if it's saying that it wants you to build up your quads, then that would be the focus. Now, of
Right.
course, this is a 12-week program. How much muscle you're going to actually pack on? It's going to be like 2 pounds.
right.
You know, it takes a long time to build a muscle. You know, it's not like, boom, look at you. You're like, Kim. It doesn't happen that way, as much as we would all love it to be.
I have noticed a significant difference in my glutes, which is surprising, but I also did butt camp and that kind of started.
Yeah, but everyone should notice a difference in every area of their body, especially their glutes, because when it comes to your core strength, your glutes are massively important when it comes to core strength. When you're doing all of those sit-ups and all of these other things, all of those go together. Not only that, if you're noticing you're having less lower back pain, it's because of the fact that your glutes have gotten stronger and your core has gotten stronger. It's just the byproduct of everything that you're doing. I'm sneezing like crazy. It's just the byproduct of everything you're doing. But make sure, if you have time, to look through the PDF and look at how bikini bodybuilders actually sculpt their body. Like, what is it that judges look at? Because this whole program has been designed on that. And if you're trying to win, for me, what I would be doing is going, what do I need to make sure looks pretty damn good by the end of this? It's halfway through. Shit, let me make sure I focus on
Right.
I've been focusing on that. Oh gosh, I haven't. All right. It's still 6 weeks. 6 weeks is a lot of freaking time. You can make massive change in 6 weeks, as you guys all know. So absolutely. And if quads are not your goal, sometimes for me, I choose goal of what my body's going to look like over other shit because I want to look like a badass. It's okay. No matter what, you're going to have a transformation and the judges are going to see that. Not a big deal.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Let's see who else had a question. I don't listen to anything. I close my eyes and use my weight trainings as meditation. Hell yes. I use it as meditation. My cardio is my meditation. I meditate like crazy during cardio. I actually manifest money while I do cardio. What do you think about that? It works like a dream. So, let's see. I have to make changes due to weak back, and I seriously have advanced on isolating the targeted muscle groups and increased. Yes, I love it. Each week I realize some moves I do incorrect. That's okay. That's okay. That's why this is the time to take like a slight pause wherever you can, not saying from the workout or anything like that, but just take a moment and say, am I really doing this correct? Should I watch the videos again? Am I just going through the motions because I feel good and I'm being consistent? And that's fucking awesome. I don't want you to lose your consistency and your discipline. That's amazing. Those are huge wins. But we have 6 weeks left. And I want to see someone a winner. And I want to see one of you ladies being a winner so that I can call you up and say, where's my $10,000? So make sure you look at the nitty gritty a little bit so that you can really, really be good to yourself, love yourself because you paid for this program and you want to win the cash and you want to win the body and you want to win the booty. So do all the things. I am super, super excited for you guys to continue on the plan. I can't wait to talk to you guys for week 7 to see how everything is going, to see how you've been feeling and all of that. Let me make sure I didn't forget any questions. Yes, watching the videos over and over, reading the PDF. As you guys hear, I still even read it over and over just so that I can coach better. And it feels like it's seeped into my brain, but it makes it so much better when I do my workouts. So I'm losing my voice. I need to drink more water. Oh, I see someone's coming in. I need to drink more water. I'm closing out. I feel bad for the person that joined in. I'm so sorry. But I'm closing out because I have to go work with a child with dyslexia now. I switched my brain to something completely different. I finish with these coaching calls. I am a crazy person. That is what I do. So I hope you guys have a wonderful night. If anyone didn't have their question answered, please let me know. Post me in a post. Richa, I will totally make sure I respond to yours. I love all of you. Have a wonderful night. Bye, ladies.